Okay, big news here, but I think we saw this news kind of breaking last night that Brock Purdy, the quarterback who never loses, is going to be in there now for the Niners in this one against the Bengals with that concussion. Now I'm trying to remember. I thought they said no one had come back from a Tuesday concussion protocol. And so I don't know. Anyways, Purdy's in there this week. Trent Williams still questionable. That's the big issue for what went on, right? Look, no problem when they lost that game. Trent Williams, like I said, you could list maybe the top 10 players, maybe the top 20 players. You got a lot of quarterbacks, but Trent Williams, I mean, you know, you're not going to find many offensive linemen on the list of the best uh, 10 or 20 players in the league. Depends how you rate your offensive linemen. I get all that. But, uh, you know, not many better or more respected than Trent Williams. He was out of that last game, and it was hard for the Niners, no doubt. And again, you could lose a player, but I'm just saying when a guy like Williams, who's very durable, uh, you know, if something like that were to happen where he gets hurt, eventually you could replace him and get someone in the fold, play that unit together, and they could start to get back. But once you take one guy out just for the short term, a little bit of chaos. Things get stabilized with an offensive line as weeks games go along. That's why 1 week a line could look very very bad and kind of bounce back next week. A week of practice together, knowing what your guy next to you is doing right. When it's I don't know how. I never played offensive line. I watch a lot of football. I talk to a lot of coaches in my. I think I know what's going on. Hey, I want to say hello to Lorne Doiron. Pleasure to have you here. And Lauren goes with the Bengals in this one, and Blake's going with the Bengals. Darren's going with the Niners. This is a good game, right? I mean, this is could be a Super Bowl in a way. I'm sure the Bengals got a ways to go to get back to where they were, or where say where they were. I mean, we're just talking recent, but last year basically in the big games in the AFC, but it feels like they have declined a little bit. Um, well, these two teams, they played some Super Bowls to, together as well. So, anyways, for me with Purdy back in the lineup, I'm kind of liking what I see here with the 49ers back here. The line currently still sitting under a touchdown, and maybe the Niners can get back here a little bit. And this number, pretty fast riser. Concerns about the Bengals still here, maybe moving forward. The Bengals and the 49ers getting to be at full strength, but Thomas looks like here on the Bengals. But Williams is a key name that we're kind of looking for today um, in this one. Thank you, Blake, for all that. Appreciate it. Werner on the Bengals. So you guys are on some Bengals today. I'm going to take the Niners here to get back to their rolling ways. I think the Bengals actually have enjoyed a little bit of success here of late, and I hope they can continue to still recover. But not today. I'm going to try the Niners here and get with them to lay the points. Maybe down to 5, even at some places here right now. I don't know if we'll go much lower than this. Purdy in today. Um, I respect what you guys are doing here on the Bengals, and I don't even know if it is buying Derek. Um, maybe it is. Maybe these guys are that good. Maybe the Niners are that good. I actually feel a little bit uncomfortable. I just want to play the. I want to play the Niners. I feel like the spots the Niners. I'm almost disappointed that having to lay a little bit here extra with Purdy, but I think I would rather have him in there and uh, lay the extra points than lay the 3.5 or whatever it was going to be without Purdy in there. So this one's not going to make my premiums as far as the side is concerned. and I'm not giving up on the Bengals, but I just think this one may be a little bit tougher today. All right. Kind of wanted to go uh, through a few. No, I kind of wanted to check the weather back when we were talking about that Denver game because certainly saw that before the game that the precipitation was scheduled, but I thought maybe by game time that would kind of clear up. So, all right. Londo says, "Do I like some Bengals?" I'm going to be on the Niners here in this one. I was hoping it would have been a little cheaper. Like I said, I might have considered. I'd probably be more excited with a pretty. It's close. All right. Derek does say Niners. Ray says Niners, and right. So the Niners, they've kind of had some scares, right, of late, and like I said, and the game without Williams, and again, it might be without Williams today too. That does actually concern me, but I'm going to try him here at home in this one. Brown Beats wants to go over, and this total, interestingly, you talk about um, Purdy's return to the lineup, and this total was opened as high as 45 and a half, 46 for the most part. Purdy's been announced in now for, I don't know, 18 hours or so, right? Or whatever it was. The total hasn't moved higher, but the Niners moved high, moved a little bit higher like we were anticipating. So that is interesting. And one other interesting note about this, I may have mentioned it one time on this show, but I mentioned it on another show as well. But uh, in talking about some of the totals trends, with, for example, talk about the road favorites and all that. Um, there is a little bit of strange dichotomy with the early games and the late games that have been going on this season. Um, so stop me if I've kind of covered it here. I don't want to bore you. These are the late games that I'm covering, but let me just say this: the early kickoff. So this doesn't count any prime time, right? So we have prime time. That's a separate category. I think we could all say there are like three different. There's prime time, there's early window, and there's late window, and there's London. Whatever, London's a different category. Early kickoffs this season, the games that start at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, have gone 34 unders and 21 overs. That's pretty solid, I would say, to the under. 34 and 21 uh, to the under. The late window, the game's played at 4 Eastern and 1 Pacific, 425, 125, if you will, and 405, 105. The late games, however, are just 13 and 14 to the under. They've been flat. But listen to this: over the last 2 weeks, they've all gone under. I believe there might have been one over, whatever it is. It might be 1-7 to the under. It might be 0-8. So those games are starting to go under as well. They started off like I want to say either 12-5 or 13-5 to the over, but now they're all starting to go under in the late games. It's a league wide trend, so I know that some people are just going to throw that out. But hello, Airplane Boop.